Recently, at the beginning of the year, I changed the tires on my DRZ400SM. I wanted to try something new. I wanted something to give me a bit more grip, going a bit off-road on light dirt and gravel that my previous BT-090s couldn't. So I chose the Shinko 705 after a bit of research. On my DRZ, I used 120/70/17 up front and 140/80/17 at the back. Of course, there weren't any particularly fitting sizes for my SM due to the nature of the tires, but they worked quite well. The sizing did make the ride height on my DRZ a tad higher, roughly 1 or 2 inches, but it wasn't nearly all that difficult to get on the bike after that. Now, I haven't really gone through the tires very long, only a couple of 100 kilometers on them, so I can't really speak for their longevity other than some basic educated guesses, but my bet is they could easily last you at least 12 to 15,000 kilometers at the minimum because of the all-round hard compound of the tires, giving it quite a bit of wear resistance. But at the same time, said compound is pretty slick under aggressive riding conditions or wet streets. The tread pattern actually performs quite well on the street in dry weather, surprisingly, despite what my mechanic warned me about. It doesn't cling nearly as well as something sticky like the BT-090, but it does its job enough at regular speeds. Despite being a dual sport tire marketed for 80/20 riding, there isn't a lot of noise or vibration from the tires at high speeds, although you do get a bit of rumbling at lower speeds under 40 km per hour. However, once the skies turn dark, the rain falls, and the roads turn wet, I'd recommend staying away from riding for the day, unless your intention was to ride off-road. But streetwise, it's risky, don't ask me how I know. Off the beaten path, the 705 works really well in gravel and hard pack, as well as shallow mud. The blocks are wide enough to clear themselves out easily, but they're too shallow to give any traction in deeper or harder terrain. Particularly wet mud will also make sideways traction a bit iffy, as the block pattern on the 705 is a tad bit too uniform. The tires are also rather heavy, with higher rolling resistance than some dual sport tires I've come across like the K60 that gives it a slightly poorer economy and acceleration on pavement. But coming from other tires, while at first the steering feels a lot heavier than most people will be used to, the 705s do have a more neutral profile, so eventually you will enjoy how it is less prone to standing up in the middle of a turn compared to more aggressive dual sport tires. At roughly 212 Singaporean dollars a pair depending on the sizes you buy, the 705 is probably one of the most bang for your buck dual sport tires you can get for those who want to try a bit of off-road without committing too much money for something really dedicated to the terrain.